Thanks for watching another episode of Entertainment Avalanche podcast, Enter the Pod. I'm your host, Eric Burton, also known as eBoo on the PlayStation Network or eBoo5 on Xbox One. Here with my friends and fellow co-hosts.
I'm Derek Storm, aka Tit Tart.
And I'm Austin or Macho Wolfman. But most people just call me Austin.
Good. That's good. It'd be kind of weird.
That's what's on my birth certificate at least. So.
Until you go to court
and get that switched over, which is next week actually.
Oh, good.
I'm excited for it.
That's some big news, man. So there's been a lapse of videos, which we apologize for. It's coming to an end. Everyone's moved, situated. We have a new setup, which is in the works still.
Sweet studio.
Yeah, getting some things situated. Hopefully the next video will be a little bit more put together. It's slowly drying my bank account. I don't know how much more DC Marvel video games I can squeeze onto one wall, but I digress. So for this week's topic, E3's around the corner.
Yep, a couple weeks away.
Kind of get to the exciting season for the video game world, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm very excited.
See, look at this guy.
Yep.
Just
I'm Twitter faded.
That's the most excited I've ever seen.
I'm so excited.
So excited.
I don't know what I'm going to do with my life.
So
But good time to be a gamer. Gearing up.
Yep.
It's been a couple years almost since the release of the new console, so we're going to slowly start seeing.
We're kind of seeing the wheels in motion now. The engine is starting to turn on. We're seeing the furnace kick up a little bit.
Some polished games, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that might be a little bit because Xbox 360 and the PS3 is going to be kind of phased out this year.
Yep.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, right?
That was a long.
Dearly.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Well, and I mean, it sucks because there's still, probably like the majority of gamers probably still using those consoles, right?
Oh, sure.
You know, so I mean, blows for you guys.
Well, they did the same thing with PS2 and PS3, though. I mean, they were still coming out with PS2 games, and the PS3 was out for a long time.
That's true.
I feel like
it wasn't even just 1 or 2 years. They were still coming out.
It was like a
3
long
or 4 years.
Yeah, I think this
years
is going to be a
later.
little shorter of a cycle between like switching fully to the new systems. I think we had a lot of.
Well, in the sport games, it's like you were saying with PS2, they were still making FIFA and the Madden, and that's probably because the engines are so simple.
It's good. It's not going to look any different.
You know why, though? It's because the gamers have grown up. So they had to keep coming out with the games for the PS2 because when the PS2 was out and the PS3 was coming out, people were still hoping for those gifts to come in.
Yeah.
Now we're all older and buying our own systems, so
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, too.
it's more an excuse to push up.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Well, that being said, why don't we talk about some of these games that are coming?
Let's do that.
Some games that have came out. Let's start with some games that have came out and had a lot of hype. And see what our 10 cents on it. So let's start with The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt by CD Projekt Red. This just recently came out, end of May, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
So Derek and I got it.
I've yet to get it until further inspection.
Further inspection.
Yeah, further investigation.
Okay, well, let's start with your impressions from what you've seen from gameplay and trailers.
Okay.
Like, what do you think when you just get a quick bird's eye view of it?
Okay, and I'm going to be honest about this.
Please do, when you lie.
My first impressions were it looks really good. It looks really massive, as Derek was saying. The map looks big, which I like because I like a lot of stuff to do, which obviously is a big thing for open world. You've got tons of side quests and main stories and stuff like that. But the thing that kind of was a little offsetting, I guess, would be it looks similar to things I've done before. I guess like I got Dragon Age and I heard that was awesome and I got it and I just didn't get into it. And I think that was my problem.
Okay.
I just didn't get it, and that's what I was kind of concerned about. I don't want to get something that everyone thought was awesome and just not get sucked into the world. It sounds like this looks like it has a more interesting storyline and main character than Dragon Age, I'd say, from where I stand.
Your personal opinion.
Outside the window of the
game.
Witcher, the store. I'm just outside because the door's locked, and I haven't purchased the key to get in yet. But yeah, I think it looks a little too similar. It doesn't look like enough different gameplay elements or different features to get me so stoked about it. But it does look fun, and I think if I had it, I think I'd really enjoy it probably.
I gotcha.
But
That's fair.
that's where I'm at.
Now, Derek, let's have you go last because you're probably the best at this game, and you're a lot further into than me. So, let's get the
I don't
negative
think I'm
person.
further than you are, but go ahead. I'll let the negative person go first.
You're definitely further than
that's
me.
the-
I only have done one mission in the campaign. One
Yeah,
campaign mission.
But have you opened up the second map?
No.
Oh.
No. There's a second map?
Well, the second part of the
Oh,
map.
God.
Where you-
So, let me start with this. I played the first two.
Okay.
They were really hard, too, thinking back on it. But I don't feel as... Well, maybe they were, and I was just a dumb kid that just didn't care. Like, I'm getting my ass kicked. Whatever. I can't afford any other games. I'm just
I'm just gonna.
I have to play
I have
this.
to make myself enjoy this game. Alert! But,
Solid Snake.
yeah, it's probably a thing. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. We didn't even talk about Nick. He's not going to be here.
Yeah.
Messina.
Right.
Still
Unfortunately,
bad.
the car accident.
He lost his penis.
Lost his penis.
That surgery's going to take at least a week.
Yeah.
It'll probably be that next week.
Yeah.
Though.
He's going to get it
Probably
under his armpit this time, he
Yeah.
said. I was like, that makes sense.
That's better.
Yeah.
It's easier to conceal.
Well, it's better than on his
Go to
forehead.
the urinal like this.
It's better than on his forehead.
Yeah.
We can call him Big.
But, no, seriously, that didn't happen. It's fine.
Just because there's someone out there going, oh my god! They finally did the armpit penis I've been waiting for?
My favorite.
He's helping his dad. He's being a good son, so we let him off.
We wish him well.
Yeah. Glad I'm not you. But, so here's my first take on the Witcher 3. So when you first get started, you set your difficulty setting, right?
Okay.
So, like, the first difficulty setting says story. And it gives you a short description of, hey, if you're playing this game just for the story, this is the mode you probably want to play in. Like, okay, cool. Second one, story and sword. You want to use your sword, maybe be a little challenged, but not too much.
Okay.
You want to do this one. Okay. Third one. Can't remember the actual title of it, but the description is, hey, if you've played video games, this is probably the mode you need
If
to
you
play
know what
on.
you're doing right now.
Exactly.
It's beginning to hurt.
It's beginning to hurt.
Yeah, something like that. So I was like, well, I've been playing games forever. That's probably the mode I should do it on.
That's probably the mode I would choose if
Yeah.
based on your description.
Do it. I get into my first encounter, I think it was with like dogs or wolves or something. They just rape me. I mean, and I'm thinking, well, it's probably because I just don't have the swing thing. So I power through that. It takes me about 15 minutes to get through the first battle encounter, which is just god awful. So I keep going, run into another room, get my butt kicked again. So I'm like, I can't deal with it. Can't deal with it.
Can do it.
So I go down a setting.
Okay.
Things gonna be better. I get this werewolf mission.
Right.
Werewolf just beats the hell out of me. I almost have it dead. I sprint out of there. I was like, God, this is real hard. As soon as I
Wow.
get out of the cave, damn bear shows up and rapes me outside there. I was like, I can't catch a break. So I changed the setting again. So I am now on the easiest, just story.
Just story. No combat.
Yeah, exactly. I pretty much just watch the enemies fall down and die. I just walk into a field. I'm like,
There he is! Oh god!
and yet I'm still dying. It's like I'm tripping on rocks or something. So that's frustrating, but I think the more you play the combat, probably the easier it becomes. I'm just not too good at it. That being said, really pretty. I love the story. I can't explain it on this. It's way too...
Is it pretty complex?
Yeah, it's a long story, so, maybe we'll put a video up eventually about it, or hop on YouTube and see what you can see on it. But, the one thing I'll say, it's beautiful. It's probably the best looking RPG open world game that's came out on the new consoles.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I did play Dragon Age as well.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Yeah.
I actually, at this point, enjoy that game more than this one as far as gameplay.
Huh.
But story and world-wise, I give it to The Witcher.
Okay.
So that's my 10 cents.
So, I actually have never played any of the Witcher games. I started playing because someone told me it was big, and once again, as we know, I have my wife and kids, and I have no time to play games, so I look for something that's
So
gonna be
money
a
to
lot.
time ratio
Exactly.
is
It
what
needs
you're
to be
looking
right
at.
there.
I don't know if you actually watched that video, but I did the math
Well-
on your entertainment ratio. And, this one's right up your alley.
Well, I went back, and one of the reasons I got this game, it was big. Everyone tells me, oh, it's huge. But then Eric told me, oh, you need to check out this show that's on YouTube that has the storyline of all of it.
Oh,
How
okay.
it ties together, how it's based off of comic books, Swedish comic books.
Yep.
And-
Swedish.
Yeah, Swedish.
Swedish
right?
comic books.
And Witcher
Hallelujah.
1 and 2.
Very
So I
good.
watched it, and I'm like, dude, this is a badass storyline.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get it. So I will say, before I get into the actual game itself, I am hugely impressed with Project Red, because the first thing they do when you buy the game, you're not just getting the game. You get some cool window decals. You get the soundtrack to it.
That's pretty
Then
sweet.
you get this little insert in it that says, "Hey, thank you for taking the time to buy our game and investing in our company. You get the first 16 DLCs for free."
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
DLCs
not
that
the
are
exclusive, that's not the collector's
No.
edition, that's just a standard
Now
edition.
there's going to be expansions, and of course you're going to pay for the expansion. But the DLC content that comes out, they're like, you will get this because
That's pretty cool.
you believed in our company and you purchased this game.
That's
so right
cool.
off the bat, I was like, okay, these guys are cool. Now I'm playing it. I'm playing it on the Sword and the Story mode. I love it. I'm having a blast with it. I did, in the videos that I posted already on our channel, I did compare it to Skyrim because that's the only game that I've played that's
Okay.
kind of on this level. And if you watch my fighting, I don't stay in one place.
Duck and
Yeah.
roll.
I duck and
Duck and
roll.
roll.
Right?
Hashtag
I
duck and roll.
I duck and roll. I duck and roll. I really love the game. I love the mechanics of the fighting. I love the exploring. The side missions, I'm always a huge fan of those. I like the fact that you get a pretty big saddlebag off the start. I would say the one thing that shows a little daunting to me, besides the enormity of it, is the alchemy. There's too much stuff that I'm going to have to try to put together, which just gives me a headache already. But
Yeah.
other than that, I love the game. I'm thoroughly impressed with it. I've actually put down Destiny to play this game.
Wow, that is saying something.
Yeah, man.
obviously.
He's replaced one addiction for the other.
Yep.
That's what I do.
Gotta change it up.
That's right.
Yeah, it's it's a good game. I have my beefs with it. I feel like every podcast we do, I'm always the downsayer of these games.
That'd be downer.
That's okay.
Someone
No, it's
has
okay
to
to
be,
have
I
different
guess.
opinions, and I feel like we're both kind of the cynical ones as far as this is real life.
Yeah.
Not everything's perfect.
No.
It's cool to enjoy stuff.
But there was some controversy on this game too, though, about the actual graphics of the game compared to the videos that they were showing initially.
That's what we call a watchdog situation
Yeah, yeah.
in the business. That's
And
what
we
call it.
talked
Yeah,
briefly.
in the
We talked
business.
briefly about this. How I said one of the main disappointing things I thought about it was that the graphics just weren't there for some of the cutscenes. But if they're making up for it with just the sheer size of the game, then I don't look that bad on it. But it is definitely something to try to. They're blocky. They're badly drawn
That's what I
lines
saw from
sometimes.
the videos. I
Yeah.
thought that's weird. That should look. I feel like that should look a little bit better.
Well,
but
the gameplay is really great as far as graphic wise. But Derek's right. It's when they do into the cutscenes. I think they're actually using the gameplay engine for the cutscenes. To be honest,
yeah.
and,
Okay. That's not,
I think that's part of the reason. Whereas in the old games, it was a CG cutscene, so it was like watching a Pixar movie.
Well, you
Yeah.
expect that. That's what we look for. Is we look for that cutscene. That's where we can sit back and put our controller down. And
right.
Go,
No, wait.
all right. Let's see what we got.
So that's a good topic. CG cutscenes as opposed to in-game cutscenes. What do you prefer and why? Because I think there's that moment where you're just like, okay, I can just watch this and see what happens. And other points, I think game companies try and have that moment of, well, that was the in-game engine, and then you go right into the action.
Yeah.
But honestly, I prefer the CG cutscenes where it's a little more polished, looks a little bit better,
Yeah.
and when their mouth moves, it looks like what they're saying and not just like weird
Final
anime.
Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VIII made me the biggest fan of CG cutscenes.
Yeah.
That was the end all be all, because when they had those cutscenes, it was just like you said. I'm watching, 10-minute movie or a 15-minute movie. I didn't want to hit skip.
Yeah.
I find myself on The Witcher and other games that are using the game engine, that when they start to go to those cutscenes, I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Skip.
Yeah.
But
Good
when they
point.
do CG, I actually find myself engrossed. That's the part of the story that doesn't necessarily need to be done by action.
Yeah, interactive, and
Right.
just, you can just sit
But
back
just
and watch
watching
what
it,
happens.
I'm all about CG.
Eric, what do you think?
Man, it's tough. It's because, I haven't had the moment yet where I'm totally blown away, where there's a cutscene, and then, as you said, it transitions, and then you just ride off and you start playing.
Right.
That sounds really cool. But it's like Derek said, it's funny that you say Final Fantasy was your babies, because Kingdom Hearts, which is Square Enix,
Yep.
a lot of Final
Same
Fantasy
yeah,
tie-ins.
same thing.
that first Kingdom Hearts is what sold me on CG.
Yeah.
I remember that end cutscene, and Kingdom Hearts is kind of a weird game anyways. I love
Kingdom
them.
Hearts is an awesome game.
It is. If you like Disney and some stuff and Final Fantasy and stuff, you
I
should
bet
definitely
it's a
check it out.
good mixture.
Yeah, but the CG,
CG.
I agree. But you can get carried away. Like I think, did you get to play the Metal Gear Solid, the first one that came out on
3 for PlayStation 3.
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
where you first played as Raiden.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that game got carried away. Like there would literally be 45
minute cutscenes. Yeah.
CG
That's
cutscenes,
nuts.
and you're just like, oh my god, I'm gonna go take a poop.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll be able to play
That's
afterwards.
definitely carried it overboard.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking that about that game in particular, because I don't believe you could skip them on the first playthrough. You could skip them on latter playthroughs, but on the first playthrough, you had to watch a 45-minute
That's another gripe I have. You should always be able to skip cutscenes.
Yeah.
And I know they could put a lot of effort and time into that stuff, but it's your game. You bought it. You should be able to skip cutscenes.
Yeah, don't tell me how to play my game.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to watch anything.
Yeah.
Turn on.
Exactly, that is true.
I'll leave the
Well, and I
room.
don't mind when it's like we're disguising our loading screen with the cutscene, and that's why
Right.
you can't skip. I
Yeah.
get that, because
Sure.
that's pretty short.
Yeah.
But you're right. When it gets to the point where it's like, this is 30 minutes BS I just don't care about. I should be able to skip it.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. That's my 10 cents.
I will say, going back to that moment between cutscene and in-game where you're just like didn't even see the transition, I did have a moment like that where it was the first scene in BioShock. I don't know if you guys ever played BioShock 1.
Of course.
But you're in the plane and it crashes. Next thing you know, you're in the water and there's like fire. The
Yep.
plane's on fire around you. And that went from in-game to in-game engine cutscene to the game. And I remember just sitting there for a second waiting for the more video to happen. And it never did. And I was like, wait, am I playing this right now? And so I did have that one moment. But in general, cutscene CGI for me.
Dead Space 3 did a couple of those. Real
yeah.
close. Real close. Not quite seamless into it,
Yeah.
but very, very close.
Well, and you're right. The Bioshocks were good about that, because I was thinking of even the last one. The name's escaping
Infinite.
me. Yeah.
Bioshock
That game blew my mind.
Love that game.
And not even for the...
No.
What I love about that game is my favorite part of it was when I finished the game and I read for 20 minutes I read the synopsis of it of what exactly just happened, and then I was up till like midnight just blowing my mind
Mind exploded.
because I was like, wait, that's what that was the whole time. So yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah, that Bioshock's a good way of comparing it to the CG for sure. Because you're right, there's a lot of moments where, but those games are so beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean,
those games are great.
insanely beautiful. So I don't know. But let's move
But
forward.
we digress.
Yeah, we digress.
Witcher 3.
So some other and Derek, he was our go-to guy, but he kicked the habit. So I don't know if he's gonna have some good stuff for us on this or not. But Destiny dropped some new DLC mid-May. It's actually right around the same time The Witcher came out. So bad timing, if you ask me. Destiny should have dropped that shit in April.
They should have dropped it when they were supposed to drop it.
Yeah, that's true.
Back in April.
Yep.
I probably wouldn't have gotten Witcher.
Probably.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But House of Wolves, the second DLC for Destiny.
'Kay. No raid.
I've had no raid.
No raid.
No.
I
I've had
have
an
a
opportunity
theory
to play
about
it. I know Derek's played it. Have you got a chance to try it yet?
No, I heard there was no raid, and I haven't picked up Destiny since Dying Light, honestly.
Oh, wow.
So it's been a little while.
Yeah, it's been like, what, Dying Light came out in
I think
February?
March. I think
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's not too long.
couple months.
Yeah.
Couple months.
That break's good.
Yeah.
What do
and
you
I got
think
GTA, but
let's start with our Destiny expert. What do you think, sir?
Destiny expert.
I'm
Dexter.
pulling my hair out.
Derek Destiny Sorum.
So here's my theory of the no raid
Okay.
on this one, is that for some reason Destiny in all their infinite glory decides to make changes to the game based off of their PvP people.
Okay. PvP people.
Yeah, because
Okay.
everyone cries.
Say that 5 times fast.
Everyone
PvP
cries over a weapon being too strong,
Right.
or OP on this, or blah 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 blah, and they go and change it.
Okay.
Where those of us who are PvE, we don't. It doesn't matter if it's overpowering.
PvE people.
Right,
Okay.
PvE
Go
people,
ahead.
because we're using that to destroy whatever boss we're going up
Yeah.
against, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, what I think they did with the House of Wolves is they basically made it a PvP expansion.
Okay.
They've added the Osiris to it. They've added even the Elders, whatever it is.
Prison of Elders
still feels PvP. Even though you're fighting the computer, it still feels kind of PvP. You're going into an arena. You're fighting people who are coming around. You have limited areas to hide.
Okay.
So to me, it holds no excitement whatsoever because I just feel like I'm in this big PvP and I suck at PvP. I'm the guy standing in the middle of the map, pointing my gun in the air and shooting in a circle, hoping I'm going to hit something because I'm that bad. So I have not enjoyed it. Even the game, even the story mission itself. We beat the whole story in.
Well, it probably takes hour and a half.
Yeah. If that.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So those of us who actually got it because we got the limited edition or we ended up purchasing it in advance, wonderful. I sure as heck feel sorry for anybody who had to go out and buy $30 to pay for this garbage because...
Whoa. This is the Destiny guy. It was $30 for the expansion?
Well, if you did, what was it, 25 for the season pass? Yeah, so 25.
Wow. Huh.
So anybody who ended up having to do that, I don't feel slighted because it was a gift and it was the limited edition. I got the first 2 DLCs for free. But anybody else who had to go out and pay $30 for this garbage, I feel sorry for them.
Wow.
Because
that's a bummer.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'll probably still end up doing it just to get my characters to 34 because I'm an idiot like that. It does not bother me not to put it on. In fact, today I played it, and when I put it on, I sat there for the first part just saying, do I really want to do this? Because part of me says no.
Part of me says Witcher 3.
Part of me says Witcher 3. Exactly what my thought was. Exactly.
So, I agree with Derek in some senses. I don't think it should be DLC. I think it should be more considered a big
update.
Patch.
Yeah, free content.
Yeah, it's because they did fix a lot of things that were pretty annoying. Like, you had a chance to see, like, you know how the second or the first DLC came out, you could upgrade your exotics to the new level cap.
Yeah, yep.
You remember how it would totally reset all of the work you'd done on it, so you had to start from square one.
Yeah.
They got rid of that, thank God.
Huh.
So you don't have to start over. You just simply have to get another shard and bring it up to the level cap. So that's nice.
That's cool.
You don't have to put another 12
But yeah,
hours in each
that's
shard.
right. That's not a downloadable content. That's a patch.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay.
So that was awesome.
Okay.
With this new loot you can get from the DLC, they have the Reforge. So if you get a rollout, you can go to the gunsmith and you can change that rollout for some motes of light, some glimmer and stuff. So that's kind of nice. You know, it always sucks when you finally do get a legendary gun and it's like, well, the damage is great, but I don't care about being able to reload real fast.
Right.
And, you know, so that's nice. I like that. The raid thing, at the start I was pretty mad about that. Because you're right, that's pretty much why you play Destiny after you beat the campaigns, the raids.
Right.
But after I had a chance to actually do the Prison of Elders, my experience compared to Derek's is a lot different. I love the Prison of Elders. I think it's really cool. It reminds me of, well, I guess a little bit of Gears of War, where they'd have the arena and the enemies would spawn and they get harder and harder and harder. I love that stuff. That's so much fun. I used to play the Rainbow Six Vegas, where you just set up the scenarios and go in there and just kill dudes. Like, I think that's so much fun. And it's not so difficult that, you know, it's, well, I'm never going to beat this. You know? So, and there's a matchmaking in the first part.
Yeah.
Problem is then you go to the next level of the Elders of Prison, there's no more matchmaking like the raids.
Okay.
So, it's, you have to have a crew still. And I get Destiny, or Bungie, and their point of view on it, but they're wrong. They're dead wrong. I don't care what their opinion is, there is no excuse for no matchmaking for raids. It's because there's so many people.
The thing
in this
is,
world.
you really need a full team of people that you know to be able to get through this. You can't just do it with random people.
But you know what? We actually took a raid on Tuesday where they weren't very experienced raid people. We LFG'd it up. We decided 2 weeks ago, and we posted the video on YouTube. We went into LFG, and I think out of the 4 other people that were with us, there was one other person that said he had some kind of experience where he was able to go and run a relic with me, and we took a group through the whole thing.
Well,
we didn't have to do it more than once at the end.
No, we didn't.
No, we went through one
It
run.
was slick. Video number 5 on the Vault of Glass.
But there was communication.
Oh yeah, there was.
And see, that's the thing I think Bungie gets on, is that strangers don't like talking to strangers. All right, especially when you get a 28, well, 27, not 28, yeah, but a 27-year-old with a 11-year-old kid. I don't want to have a conversation. I mean,
That's kind of weird.
well, and it's not only that; it's just different wavelengths. You know,
Yeah.
It's a little bit annoying. And I don't blame the kid. I was that way when I was that kid's age too.
Right.
But it's going to be hard to complete that stuff in those situations, which seems to me, oh well. That's
At least give them the option. You should have an
Exactly.
option of private or.
Exactly.
Well, for the most part, from what I've seen, because I would do LFG a lot, because I would be playing in the morning, and the people that I usually did raids with were all nighttime people, so I had no one to play with in the morning. So I would often do LFG, and I didn't find that experience. I found it as a very okay, we all have to LFG for a reason because we can't run the raid any other way.
Right.
There was a raid I remember when we did Crota, and we got into our chat, and everybody said, okay, has everyone done this? Yes, all around. And then the next question was, okay, so who's going to be the leader? One guy said, well, I guess I'll be the leader. And that was it. Everybody listened to him the rest of the raid, and we killed it in like 45
Nice.
minutes. So I found that in the morning, I was amazed at how many older people actually played in the morning compared to, I thought I was going to play with a bunch of kids, but
Well, and that's the problem, though. Is see, you're right with LFG, but that's because you can kind of set it up,
Right.
You know. Whereas most matchmaking in games, it isn't that way. It's I'm going to find you just 5 people who are also looking for this, and we're going to push it
Right.
together. Which, you know, the smart person will say, well, add filters to your matchmaking. But the problem is it's a 360 PS3 game,
Right.
and as long as that's a thing, it's going to be a faulty game.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a
So
good point.
I love missions. I love the new campaign missions. The new strike's a lot of fun.
the new strike is fun.
Yeah.
I will say that for sure. That new strike was, I remember playing and going,
Yeah.
dude, this is a BA strike.
Maybe Derek and I will get a video of that on Tuesday or something
we should.
posted.
Probably a good idea.
But it's like Derek said, it's definitely too much focus on the PvP. But I'm sure there's a lot of PvP players that were saying the same thing about the last DLC. Too
Sure.
much focus on the PvP.
Right.
So,
Where's the
there's too much
PvP?
raid, there's too
so I
much
get it.
others.
You know, they need
Can't
their
please everyone,
stuff
I
too.
guess.
Exactly. You got to be fair. So I don't
Right.
fault Bungie for that. But
Okay.
there's some stuff that could have been done better. But they're going in the right direction. So that's my 10 cents
Okay.
on that subject.
You're up to 30 cents, I think.
I know, that's
No.
too much.
That's a lot of money.
I know, man.
That could have been another figurine.
I know, man. Actually, it couldn't have been.
Actually, no.
Would have been a ways away. I mean, have you seen anything on it?
I've watched a little bit on it, but yeah, I mean,
You think
and
you
based on what you guys are saying, I mean, Derek being the Destiny expert, the Dexpert, I think probably not. I'll probably wait for the next one, for the next DLC, and hopefully there's a raid. And honestly, yeah, I need to get back into it, but I just don't have the motivation until the new raid or till. You know,
The
some-
problem is that in Hush Hush Corners, the next DLC is going to be a whole new disc.
Yeah,
Huh.
they're saying that
It's going to be basically Destiny 2. It's going to be the Comet or something.
1.5.
Yeah, and it's
Oh,
going to be
man.
a whole new thing. So,
Large Art's going to be called the Taken King.
which who knows what kind of heart attack I'm going to have then. But I'll have to get another
But-
disc in my 32 or 34 or whatever I am at the time to translate over.
Well, you're right, though, because you guys, so the Infamous, or First Son,
Yeah.
so the DLC that came out for that, you can buy that without owning Infamous.
Yep.
Right.
They're doing the exact same thing. Hey, if you don't have Destiny, you don't want to buy the first game, you can buy this patch. You're going to get the new subclass, you're going to be able to play these missions in this raid, but you're not going to be able to play the other stuff.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's going to be huge.
Wow.
It's going to be a full game.
So yeah, that should be good, and that's probably a good time to hop in. Other than the fact you'll be behind on the level cap, you'll have
Yeah,
to catch up.
that's my
so.
thing. That's my
Which
thought
in
process.
that game is a whole too much
Well,
more grinding than
Think
needed.
about people who played WoW will know this. Without having that
Yep.
DLC, it's damn hard to get caught up, just because the new DLC is going to be such a high level cap.
Yeah.
You probably won't be able to play the missions. Meaning you'll have to keep playing the Crota missions and all that
Man.
to get to that level
That
cap.
makes it not sound fun for a guy like me.
It makes it not sound fun for anyone.
It makes me darn glad I started 3 characters when I did and leveled them all up at the same time as
Yeah.
I did.
But let's move on.
Okay.
We've Destiny's taking up too much of our podcast.
Destiny took a lot of time. Witcher 3
It
took up a lot of time. We gotta
Yeah.
burn through these.
So this one, I'm personally stoked. So stoked, and I know
Yep.
when it comes out, I'm not going to beat The Witcher, and then it'll be 2 years later, I'll look at it and say, oh, I only played like 2 hours of The Witcher. But Batman
Candy Crush
Arcanine-
2.
No.
Oh,
no,
okay. We're different wavelengths. I'm sorry.
Way different.
Batman Arkham Knight.
Yep, Batman Arkham Knight. That's coming out on the 23rd of June. That is I guess technically it's the 4th game in the overall story, but it's the 3rd game made by Rocksteady.
Right. Origins was that weird, like,
WB
you can do
Montreal.
this because no one's going to care about it.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, great.
Yeah, which that game it's actually a lot of fun. It's just broken.
Yeah,
Some broken
exactly.
things,
It made
so-
me want to play Arkham City.
Yeah, it's like, well, I'm gonna go play one I know that works.
Yeah, one that's fun.
I'm getting pretty tired of shutting down my Xbox and turning it back on.
We
But,
should talk about it from the beginning. So Arkham Asylum.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When I played Arkham Asylum for the first time, and I didn't really think about it, I didn't really care about it, but I played it because I was bored, and I was blown away. I was blown away by the mechanics of it, and the storyline of it was super interesting. I couldn't believe how interested I was, and the XP and the combat and everything just sucked me in. So
The blend of stealth with, all right,
just like
balls to the walls
I'm
combat
gonna
now,
I'm gonna
boys.
take everyone out.
It's I love it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how good the mesh it was.
Oh yeah, so good, so good. I remember the first time I played it, I was a little hesitant because I was actually when I was first like moving back to Boise. So I
Okay.
bought it, played it for an hour, and then I had to get back home to finish some work, so I didn't get to play it till like a month later.
Oh wow.
So when I hopped into it, I remember getting overran by like 12 guys or something like that. I'm like, God, this game's hard. And then I went back through the tutorial. Next thing you know, you're Batman just working 12 guys. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm a BAM. So that's my favorite is the combat system, right? It's the
Yeah,
best part of that whole
that
game,
was so
in my
sweet.
opinion.
One other thing I liked about it was they would give you gadgets. You'd unlock gadgets at like the very end of the game. One of them was like your grapple gun could make a zip line, and you could slide on it, you could stop, you could walk on top of it, and that's all animations and stuff that they used for the end of the game basically. So just all the extra effort for the detail.
Yeah.
Just showed me how much they were focused on making a good game.
They did a great job.
And so when Arkham City came out, I was all over it.
What did you
and-
think? Did you get to play any of the first one?
What's the one? No. What's the one that came out before this one?
Arkham or Batman Origins.
Right.
I don't think it's Batman Arkham Origins.
Batman. I think it's just. Yeah, I think it's Arkham Origins actually.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
Arkham's like
They
So
wanted to-
Arkham
yeah.
City was before Arkham Origins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I played Arkham City. That was the only one that I played out of the other three, and I really liked it. Was not a game I would have bought. It happened to be a freebie on PS3.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I
That's a sweet
downloaded
freebie.
it,
Yeah, that is.
and
That's
I
really
played
good.
it, and I was blown away. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's
I did like the fighting, like you were saying, the fighting
Fighting was
mechanics.
sweet.
It was
smooth.
easy,
Smooth.
But it was
Great
somewhat
combos,
challenging.
but
so
a little bit challenging
when you took
because-
out 10 guys, you felt like
I did
Batman.
something.
because
Yeah,
you
I'm
wanted,
Batman.
you
I did
wanted
something.
you wanted to get those combos up.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something where I could just mash a bunch of buttons and know that I'm going to hit everybody.
Exactly.
I actually had to time it and do.
That's kind of
what I had to
Assassin's
do.
Creed is, and that's what I'm disappointed with. Assassin's Creed is just block, counter, kill him.
Yeah.
Batman, I felt like, I might be able to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was they got something great with
Well,
that.
another thing too I like about it, which a lot more games can learn from this, like The Witcher could have learned from this, is when you start out in the next Batman game, they don't make you begin from like zero. It's almost like you're
Right.
picking up where you
Yeah,
left off
that's
with your
really cool.
unlocks and the way your armor and everything looks.
Yeah.
That drives me insane when it's like, all right, now you're back to square one. It's like, what happened?
Yeah, you got
Like, come on, I
demoted.
went through part 1 and part 2. You're telling me by part 3 I gave up everything?
I suck again?
I just sold it. Did I
What
have a
did I
yard
do?
sale?
I went to the pawn shop. I had to.
There was no crime. I just had to do something with it. This mortgage isn't going to pay itself.
It's not like I'm a billion. Wait, no, I am a billion.
Yeah.
I guess I could have kept that stuff.
And the detective work was really cool, which was really
Yeah.
impressive to me too. Was
Some of the side missions where you had to find like the murderers and stuff.
yeah, some of that stuff.
Well, I like the in Arkham City where they had puzzles within the mission, but they were
Yeah.
puzzles where you could use your detective skills, but they were pretty easy to solve, but a little bit tricky at the same
Yeah.
time. So
But there's
I
still
enjoyed it.
Riddler trophies I
I
haven't
had,
grabbed.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I mean a good game.
Well, and the big, I mean, obviously, it's gorgeous. This new one looks, at least it looks
I hope they don't
gorgeous.
pull a Watch Dogs.
Yeah, you know, from
really
the
good.
trailers, it looks really good.
Yeah.
But the big thing that they're selling in this one's the Batmobile.
Right.
And I know there's a lot of naysayers out there like, that's it. I think it looks awesome.
I think that's sweet. Yeah.
I can't
Well, the other
wait.
ones you didn't have vehicles, right?
Nothing at all, and that's why I think it's such a cool step forward. Is because you didn't have any of that. In fact, it almost seemed like the maps were almost too small to have streets and roads and and stuff like that. So I think it's a great addition.
The only thing is that I'm worried about, and this was something I didn't like about Arkham City and Origins, it's like a ghost city. You know, like...
There's not a whole lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of villains and stuff, but there's no one, like, you're saving, really. There's no pedestrians or bystanders, and I get it. You got a lot in this game. You got to cut corners.
And I think they did kind of explain that to a sense. I agree with you, though. There wasn't a whole lot to do, I mean, as far as just on the day-to-day.
Yeah.
But I think they said it was like on lockdown or something, so that they kind of explained it, which was nice. It helped. But, yeah, you're right. There wasn't a whole lot going on. If you think about it, it was just kind of an empty map, and you occasionally ran across a
ran by villains.
Yeah, a gang member or
it's
something.
Like, where the hell is everyone?
Exactly.
You tell me no one's at Walmart right now? No one? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. So that game I'm stoked for. That's really all I have to say on it. Just really excited about it.
Yeah.
It's something that I would probably not buy. But when it became cheaper, I would buy it.
Or a freebie.
Or freebie or whatnot. Because I did have so much fun with the first one, but not necessarily a $60 fun.
Right. Yep.
To me.
Time to money ratio.
Yeah, I would have said 30 definitely. It would be a $30 spend.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, to each their
You're
own.
economical. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, this is kind of big news. I know there's going to be a lot of people actually excited. I'm kind of excited. I enjoy these games, and it's been long enough that I'm ready for them. But a new Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero Live's coming. That's by Freestyle Games, published by Activision.
Okay.
And then Rock Band 4. That's by Harmonix. Both of those are supposed to be coming out this year. The Guitar Hero is set for September. I don't think Rock Band's actually dropped a month. All I know is they're aiming for this year.
Okay.
So, Rock Band was the first one they introduced the drums, the piano, the mic, and then obviously Guitar Hero wasn't too far behind on that. It's like, oh god, we can make more money selling this plastic junk. Let's do it.
They'll buy that?
But,
I'll do it.
You guys excited for it? I mean, what do you think?
Well, I wasn't going to be excited about it because I thought to myself, oh great, here they go. They're going to have to release all the instruments again. There's something going around that you may not have to buy new guitars.
It's official.
You can use your stuff that you have before, which is great. I did see the song lists of them.
Yeah.
Song lists. But, I mean, what are you going to do? They did so many of the great songs for all the other ones. I mean, one of my favorite ones is Guitar Hero World Tour, where they had some of the biggest songs on there that you could play.
Yeah.
You had Peter Frampton on there. And, Guitar Hero 5, you had Rush. You had...
Slumping the bass.
Slumping the bass, man.
You had Guitar Hero Metallica. So, really, what new songs are they going to bring to the table?
Right.
So, for me, the song list was... meh, but at the same time, it's going to be kind of nice to bring back my Guitar Hero game to put on my PS4. That,
Well, I'll be getting it. And we're going to do some videos of the band.
Yep.
Alright,
That'll be sweet.
Oh, I'm down. I mean, don't get me wrong.
vocals and
I'll play.
Or make the neighbors mad.
I'm all over it.
But you're right. That's the problem with the games. It's not... I mean, graphics doesn't really matter for this type of game.
I think that's why
Not at
Guitar
all.
Hero knew that people have played songs before. It doesn't matter what songs you do, people have played them before. So they tried to go with the live approach and the different gameplay as far as, I guess, maybe not the graphical sense, but your first person looking at the crowd and trying to make that more of an allure. Because, songs, I mean, everyone's played all these songs, or even if you haven't played them, you're not going to buy it just for a couple of songs.
Well, and that's, I think, one of the good things, too, is because the last ones they made, they got smart. And instead of making it a whole nother game and making you go out and buy it, we're just going to sell song packs.
Yeah.
If you want to add songs to the game, great. That's all it should be.
They were really smart about what they've done with this franchise. They cut it at the right time before it got super stagnant.
Yeah.
And then they're releasing it.
I think it's
And
been
what
enough.
feels like the right time.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's been enough time. We're like,
it's
I
been-
kind of miss
it's been a break,
pretending to be famous for a
I
second.
look at my classic guitar hung up over my mantle every once in a while and go,
Or my bed.
Do I feel
Yeah.
like rocking it?
Do I feel like rocking it?
So overall, maybe not real excited, but positive.
But
about it.
positive.
Positive, yeah.
Positive.
It's a good time. I think it feels like it's a good time for it to come back.
It'll be a good solid game. It'll be fun. It'll be a time to get your buddies together. Everyone does it.
Yep.
Have a kegger or whatnot, and you'll
The time
pop
is
out
right.
the rock band.
In fact, one
It
thing
is
I
what it
did,
is.
because I was more of a rock band person than Guitar Hero, I have an electric drum set because I play drums, and so I bought an adapter on Amazon so that you could play my actual electronic drum set in Rock Band, which was so much more fun than
Cheap plastic.
yeah, I mean that.
And the bass pedal would always break.
Everything was in the yellow pad, but it was always worn out, so that was
Yeah.
tough. But once I got that, I got a whole new kind of,
Renewed spirit
renewed
for it.
spirit for it.
I
Second
gotcha.
wind.
I was
so.
a vocal fan. I'm a vocalist myself.
Yeah.
Followed by guitar.
I'm more of a manager.
Yeah.
When's your next
You
gig?
guys stand over here. Yeah, I got to make
Austin's house.
You
Saturday
skip-
night. No money.
Nobody. Yeah.
Sound good?
No fans. Go.
No one cares.
This is gonna pay off.
So, like I said, there's not too much to say on that other than, hey,
Right.
the new one's coming out, so
Like, yay.
And it feels right.
Yep.
New one's coming out. Feels right.
Feels
time is
right.
right. The
Feels
time
right.
is
Time is
right.
right.
So, awesome. Well, actually, we're not quite to that one. So, Metal Gear Solid 5,
Mhm.
Phantom Pain. First open world Metal Gear Solid game. A lot of kind of drama lately, too, about Kojima and what the studios are doing. We're not going to get into that. God be with them on their journey, and I hope all their employees are okay. But there's a lot of rumors they're claiming now is to go pure mobile. Yeah.
That'd be weird.
Well, they made a statement, hey, we're committed to make games for arcades, consoles, and all this. But business decisions that have been happening kind of contradict it. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen to the studio here in the next 5 years. I mean, it could be totally different.
There could be some things
But-
that
I really love Metal Gear Solid. I think it was 3. That was the first one that came out on the
change.
PS2.
On the PS3.
Right? Yeah.
Or PS2.
Yeah. Loved that one. Loved it.
Oh.
Other than the 45-minute CG cutscene. But
You're
it
talking
did
about
give
it.
you a poop break, which is nice. Because we all need poop breaks.
45 minutes?
Well, no.
Okay.
But multiple, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
know. I guess it depends on what you ate. A little Korean.
Coffee, bran muffins. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Smoked a stogie. I
Who
don't know.
knows?
Either way, though, the one thing I am excited is the open world. That's
Yes.
about it. I hate the damn stealth. Hate it.
You don't like the stealth
So-
of Metal?
So here's my thing. Any game that has stealth in it is worthless. I hate stealth above anything else.
Really?
I hate it. But I love Metal Gear Solid.
That's
I don't-
all it is.
I don't know
That's
why.
weird, man.
And my stealth in it, I hopefully I'll have a video posted soon of me playing the download. My stealth sucks. The only thing that's worse than my stealth is my PvP. And it's bad. Yet for some reason I can't get enough of Metal Gear Solid. But I will only play the game on the super duper super easy, unbelievably Sesame Street easy mode. That's what I will
Probably
play
what
the
I'll
game
have
on.
to do to play it on it. It's
That's-
anything like The Witcher.
Yeah, that's what I played the game on because of the fact that my stealth is so bad. I just end up turning the game into a run and gun
Yeah.
and killing everybody in it and just shooting and hiding when I have to, and then using my stealth to sneak around the corner and hide in some grass till they all run away from me. That's about the extent of it. But for some reason, Metal Gear Solid, ever since 3, has always been high on my list. I've always played all of them and have loved them, even though my stealth skills suck.
Awesome. What do you
Interesting.
think, bud?
That's a good question for me specifically because I feel like I'm a big fan of stealth, and I feel like there's two kinds of stealth players. There's Metal Gear Solid and there's Splinter Cell,
Yeah.
and I was Splinter Cell.
Oh.
So I've watched a lot. I've played a little bit, but honestly, with the fact that the demo or the prelude is going to be
Ground Zero
is going to be
yeah.
free, I'm going to play it and I'm going to see how I because we haven't had a good Splinter Cell game since Chaos 30, which came out in 2005.
Well, and that's the good thing about that DLC, or it's not DLC. It's really a glorified demo.
It's
It's
a
expensive demo. It's a good thing it's free now.
yeah, seriously.
But
The pre
definitely, because I tried the demo on the Xbox One. I was one of the saps that paid the $30 for it. Jackass. And
I almost did until I found out it wasn't the full game, and I was like, well, no.
Yeah.
This is just the first.
you can beat it in 8 minutes.
You can?
You can.
Wow.
Yeah, conquer it no, but you can beat it in 8
You
minutes.
can beat it in 8 minutes.
But it's still very stealthy, regardless of the open world. I mean, it's easier, I think, to get away and hide and stuff because it's open world. But I hate that caught and fell situation.
Yeah.
And definitely try the free PS Plus.
Before I make any.
Hard
Yeah.
to commit to it. That's for sure. Because I think that's going to get you the best taste of what this game is. But I don't know. It looks real pretty.
It will be pretty.
Jack Bauer's doing the voice.
That's
Kiefer
cool.
Sutherland's in it too.
Yeah, that's Jack Bauer.
I thought they were both in it. Like,
They're
both of them at the same time?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
That voice he's doing.
Bruce Wayne and Batman in the same thing?
Well, and the one thing too I don't like about this is it follows Big Boss instead of Solid Snake.
Right.
Because Solid Snake's the clone of Big Boss.
Right.
So it's kind of a story of Big Boss.
Okay.
Which is cool, I guess.
The Snake's the one we all have
Snake,
grown to love.
exactly. Yeah, I like Snake. I hate Raiden. I like Snake.
Yeah, okay.
So we got on Metal Gear?
Yeah,
That's all I got.
Okay, let's move on down the list.
Okay.
Tom Clancy Rainbow Six Siege by Ubisoft.
Yep.
Coming out October 13th. At least that could change. You know how games are. But
This game's been through a lot. First it was delayed, then it was called Rainbow Six Patriots, then it was canceled, and then it was, I guess you could say, resurrected as Rainbow Six Siege.
well, they always say it's not canceled. It's not canceled.
Yeah.
It's been changed.
It's been permanently delayed.
Yeah.
Okay, it's canceled. Okay, we changed the name.
Yeah.
Hey, but there's been a game that was permanently delayed or canceled. Actually, the thing came out that was canceled, and now someone's gonna pick it up again.
Oh yeah?
Oh, Silent Hill. Yeah. The Hills.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
Anyways.
Anyway,
back to
I'm excited for it. I'm a huge Tom Clancy fan. I'm a huge stealth tactical strategy fan. Even back to like Rogue Spirit and stuff, which was old PC, which was so fun because that was so challenging and so many 2 o'clock in the mornings just trying to kill 8 people, 8 terrorists before they kill the 2 hostages.
Yeah.
And that's just something I enjoy, and I think this is going to take a little bit of that and a little bit of the modern shoot 'em up first person shooter that we've seen a lot of, and hopefully it's a good mesh. The videos look cool. The only thing I've heard about it was the game mode is typically focused on a hostage, but you can still just kill everybody and win the game that way, which I don't know how they're going to overcome that. I hope it's still fun regardless of that, but
Yeah.
I like the idea of the hostage and the attackers and defenders and that kind of thing. So I'm excited for it. I have it
I think it's
pre-ordered,
good.
paid off.
I'm looking forward to the destruction. You can pretty much destroy everything.
Yeah, through the walls,
through the floor,
down the ceiling.
yeah.
Yeah, that was cool in one of the videos I saw where he had to get. There was like one terrorist left, and he had to get right below him. So he threw C4 on the ground, blew it up, dropped down, dropped him, got the hostage, escaped.
Yeah.
It was just so James Bond, I guess.
It looks closer to the original Rainbow Six, is like before the Vegas ones.
Yeah, Rogue Spirit and stuff.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks a little bit closer to that, which I'm stoked for. I love the Rainbow Six games. I'm sure they'll be great. I'm glad that they weren't done with it.
I'm glad they pushed through. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what happened to Patriots, but I'm glad they went in this direction. I think it's something new and fresh.
Yeah.
And
It's about time.
Yeah.
It's been way too long since they've dropped a Rainbow Six game. So
Yeah, for sure.
No, I don't play them.
Oh.
That's back in my I'm not a good first person shooter gamer, which I know, yes, I'm a fan of Destiny, but I'm still not very good at those. And I haven't played any of the Rainbow Sixes at all. I haven't played any of the Tom Clancy games, so I have no idea.
Fair enough. Good, sir.
Okay.
Fair enough.
That's all right.
So this is one I'll be playing, and probably only me. Halo 5 Guardians. That's set for October 27th.
Okay.
That's 343 Industries, which picked this up from Bungie. Well, Microsoft picked it up from Bungie, but 343 Industries is continuing on.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the 4th game. Beautiful. I picked up the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
The campaigns were great. the multiplayer was broken as shit. So I couldn't play it. But
PvP people.
the thing I like a lot about these new Halo games is they're investing. With each game, stories became more and more of a focus, which is probably honestly the best part of Halo is learning about Master Chief and his, especially if you haven't gotten to any of the books and the lore and stuff like that. But looks beautiful. The teaser trailer looks very interesting. Like Master Chief might be a bad guy, or maybe he's a good guy. I don't
weird.
know. Have you guys seen the trailer?
I have not.
No, I don't even know the story on Halo.
Well,
I don't either.
yeah.
I was never. My only experience with Halo is I lived next door to a guy who at the time was rated like number 3 or number 4 on the West Coast, and he would typically take on like 7 of us at the same time and just murder us all. So
that's kind of a bad taste in your mouth.
It was not fun for me. Probably why I hate PvP.
Well,
like a childhood trauma, like Batman. You're the Batman of PvP.
you guys are truly missing out. Truly. And if you ever get an Xbox One, you'd be fools not to get the Master Chief Collection. Just
Bureaucratic
to get
fools.
the campaign at least. Because honestly, it's first-person shooter. Other than that, there's not much more to say other than it's first-person shooter. But the graphics, the story, Cortana. She didn't make it in the last one.
She didn't? So how is she telling everyone to do on Windows phones?
I don't know. I don't know.
I got rid of my Windows phone right as they released that update.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cortana's amazing, man. I love her. Yeah, you can ask her where Master
Are you
Chief is.
do you love her or are you in love with her?
Let's move along.
Okay.
And,
Touch a subject since she died.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Gonna get me choked up. Let's move on down. This is Derek's baby. He's real excited
Okay.
for it. Well, maybe. At least from what he's seen.
I'm very excited.
Final Fantasy
XV.
15.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And that's why what's interesting about this is there's a lot of studios on this.
Yes.
It's not just Square Enix. It's Square Enix. I don't know if this is said or spelled out. XPEC, XPEC Entertainment, Hexadrive. There isn't an official release date for America, but it shows that they're aiming for 2015 release.
Well,
Huh,
Square
wow, a
Enix,
lot
you
of stuff
can
coming
never-
out this year.
Square Enix and Final Fantasy is like the Tool of the video game industry, where Tool comes out with an album like every 12,000 years. They come out with a Final Fantasy game like every 12,000 years.
Well, and some of their last games haven't been the greatest, though.
Well,
I think
yeah, like that third 13 Part 3 Lightning Returns.
Well,
or
the
whatever.
Realm one, not the Realm Reborn, because that was when they fixed it, but the first massive online one that they did, that was terrible.
Huh.
People hated it, and then when they did Realm Reborn and fixed all the problems, people loved it. But
Just kidding.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
we just wanted to
Wasn't that funny?
Thanks for the money losers.
Exactly. Now we can give you this. Which is a little
They have
bit-
They had three online games. They had Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 11, and Final Fantasy 14, which were all the online ones.
Well, I think they needed a break, to be honest. And I don't play a lot of Final Fantasy, but the quality of games that were coming out and the amount of time they were coming out, I think they needed to slow.
Yeah. So, being a fan of the Final Fantasy, 7 and 8 is on the top of everyone's list. Well, 7 is.
Yeah,
You ask really any Final Fantasy player, and the top two games that it always boils down to is, was 7 the best or was 12 the best? And 15, from what I see, and I'm a 12er. 12 is my favorite.
Cats and dogs, man. Cats and
Yeah, I
dogs.
played 7, 8, and 12, and 10, and 10-2, which they've re-released in HD for the PS4. Super stoked about it. Haven't picked it up yet, but I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah.
We watched the trailer earlier today, and it screams beauty. It's going to be awesome.
Screaming
No
beauty.
joke.
And
Insane how
from
good
what
it
I've seen of the
looks.
gameplay of it, I'm really stoked about it. They're carrying on from what 12 was. Seems to be a more you can move around as a live action RPG. I'm blown away. I'm ready for it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the update that says it will be available here, and then I will take my children to the black market to pay for it.
See, I haven't played Final Fantasy. The last Final Fantasy game I played was 7.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how I loved it.
It was like 14 games ago.
Yeah, it was a long time
It was
ago.
a long time ago.
But probably the closest thing I've been to it is Kingdom Hearts. Square Enix does that. A lot
Yeah.
of the same combat and stuff. So if they can, like you said, do more of a real-time RPG system with how beautiful it looks, I'll get it. I'll try it out, see if it's any good, and if so, maybe I'll hop back on the Final Fantasy bandwagon.
When they re-release 12 for PS4, which they will.
Do you think?
They will. They've already done 10 and 10 too, and everyone's screaming for 12. 12 probably won't happen for another year or so, but when they do, that's the game you need to
Okay. Snow 7. But whatever. Austin, any opinions?
Gosh, yeah. I mean, I played Kingdom Hearts a little bit and got into that. I think it lost me when I couldn't skip the cutscenes, which we talked a little bit about earlier. And but I think it was fun and I enjoyed it. But yeah, Final Fantasy. I've got a lot of friends who love it. You guys like it. I'm sure it's good, but just not my scene.
I gotcha. Yeah, fair enough, man. Fair enough. This one is, though, Just Cause
Yeah,
3,
this one's more my scene.
which is also by Square Enix.
Weirdly enough,
Yeah.
so I'm a Square Enix fan for sure.
December
Square Enix
2015 is the schedule. We'll see if that gets pushed or not. But as of now, that's what they're aiming for.
Yep.
So, why should I like this game, Austin? Sell me. Sell me, Austin.
Okay, fairly easy. It's an action movie, and you're the action hero, and you can do whatever you want whenever you want.
That does sound pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean it's the closest thing that I've been to, apart from what we're going to talk about next, which is Uncharted.
Yeah.
It's the closest action movie experience that I've gotten to, and that's what I'm a huge fan of. And it kind of goes above and beyond that with the parachute and grappling hook and all this kind of stuff, but it's just super fun. I mean, I'll go on there and I've completed all the side missions, all the main missions. I'll just go on there and I honestly have no goal. Just let's see what happens.
Yeah,
and so that's what's fun about it. That's why I enjoy it. And
the mods, I hope it's as easy to mod as Just Cause 2 was.
yeah,
It's because that's what made Just Cause. I mean, Just Cause 2 was fun anyways. But
Yeah.
it was much funner when they introduced the multiplayer mod, so you could play
Yep.
with other people.
that was fun.
You could get, like, giant boats and, like, literally, like, pirate boats. Just drop them down the main street and
Yep.
fly around.
And and there was a boost button, which was super fun to do. So
And I'm sure it'll be even crazier just because more power.
yeah, exactly.
It'll be able to
And
speed
so
up
now
a lot
you
more.
can blow bridges up and stuff, which is going to be super cool. And you can tether more things with your grappling hooks. You can attach that guy to that truck, to that tank, to that helicopter.
No multiplayer plans, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that at the last second they'll be like, oh wait, there's co-op, or 2-player co-op is what I would want.
I'd be okay with that.
But
4 would be better, but 2 I'd handle.
yeah, I can handle 2. That's all I've been doing on the multiplayer mod, was just me and another guy just going around doing stuff.
So it's like a GTA, a little bit. except
A little bit GTA.
More, like you said, of a hero, action guy.
Action
not so
hero.
Much of a, I'm just gonna go shoot some dudes walking down the street because I can.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, and I love the skydiving and I love honestly chasing a vehicle in midair, flying after it and trying to catch
Real
up to it.
bright, pretty games.
Yeah,
too,
very
so.
colorful. And you know what's funny is, so Just Cause 2 came out right around the same time Saints Row 2 came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I played both of them on PC and max settings. It's completely different. It's night and day difference on
Really?
how much better Just Cause 2 looks compared to Saints Row 2.
Really.
And they came out the same year, within a year or two of each other.
I
But
wonder if it's because there's less in one game than the other or something.
I
That's
don't know.
interesting, though.
But yeah,
Square
I was
Enix
blown
takes
away.
over.
Yeah.
Square Enix. Man,
But-
they're good at what they do. Derek, you have any opinions?
I never even heard of this game. I have no idea about this series. I've never, but it sounds cool.
Just Cause 2.
Now
I gotta get you
now
a
I'm
gift
like,
card
oh
for
my
$5
gosh.
so you can get Just Cause 2 and
Now
play.
I need to play this.
It's so
game
fun.
'cause it
And
sounds
you're a
really
time to money guy, time to money ratio guy, which
Yeah.
this is.
I don't know if it's gonna hit his 33 hours per $10 spending ratio, but.
But I think you'll get enough fun out of it to enjoy it.
That's for me to purchase it. Now, if someone else wants to purchase me a
That's
game,
the
then
difference.
that's
I need 2 hours.
If I'm gonna play it,
So, this one should make anyone who's new to the PlayStation excited. The Uncharted Collection.
Yep.
It's going to have Uncharted 1, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3. They all have subtitle names. I don't remember.
Drake's Deception. I never thought their subtitle names were good or felt like it matched the game at all. So
Yeah.
it's super dumb.
Just
but
know all of them
A
are in
Thief's
there.
End.
Yeah, Thief's End
Shadow
was
of
the
Thieves.
second one. The best one.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
I liked.
Was
No,
Thief's End the second one?
A Thief's End is actually 4, I think. but Thief
Oh,
was
yeah.
in 2. Gosh, Among Thieves.
Among Thieves.
Among
Okay,
Thieves,
there
and
you
2
go.
was my favorite one as well.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
did
2 was my
and then 3
favorite.
was Drake's Deception.
Yeah, that one was good, but I didn't
Yeah.
think it was
Least favorite.
the best story.
Yeah.
I'd put it still above the first one. They're all great. I
Yeah,
love
they're all
three.
great, and I like the first one just because you were doing stuff for the first time that you weren't doing in any other game.
Bro
Worst
Raider.
bad guy
Yeah.
was in the 3.
It was a chick, the old lady.
I didn't like her.
Yeah,
She was
Well, there's also that dude. He was a little
like your
mysterious.
friend, your co-pilot guy that like did a mission with you and then betrayed you. Like you were in the museum trying to steal the artifact,
Oh,
Right.
and then he
yeah.
was like, "So long, sucker." The alarm's on.
Yeah. It's like, you bastard.
Yeah.
But there is no multiplayer other than you'll get the beta for the 4th Uncharted. So there won't be any of the multiplayer from the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd game in the collection.
Okay.
Only the beta to the new one.
Beta, is there multiplayer in the 4th one?
Yeah.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
beta is to the multiplayer in the 4th.
Yep.
Okay.
And then this one is supposedly holiday 2015. I don't know. I'm gonna hold my breath because Uncharted, the 4th one, or what's it? Thief's End.
Yeah, that was the 3rd one.
That's been pushed 2016. That was supposed
Oh.
to be this
Yeah.
year, but it's
Oh, yeah.
not any longer. Maybe this is why Uncharted
Huh.
Collection.
Yeah,
But if you haven't played them and you have a PlayStation, you're crazy.
play them.
Yeah,
you
for
need to
sure.
completely play this game.
Amazing. It's a movie.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we were saying about Just Cause. It's the action. It's the more realistic Indiana Jones action
It is very
hero.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
modern
very.
Indiana
I
Jones.
love it.
Remember that commercial where the guy is, I think it was for the second one, he's with his girlfriend. She's like, when are you going to start the movie? And he's holding the PS3 controller and he's like, movie. And it's just really
I think I do remember that one actually.
But it really is that way. It was the second game. We were playing it downstairs with my roommates, and a bunch of girls, and they were girls, showed up. We were close, and they were like, oh, what is this? Like, it was a video game. They literally sat there and watched us play that game for 4 hours just because of the story.
Wow.
They'd give us so much shit about video games. Hated them. But they came over every day until we beat that game just because
Wow.
they wanted to see the story.
That's cool.
That's a good
That's
story.
something. That's a great achievement, honestly,
It
for
really is.
Naughty Dog.
Yeah, I mean, they
To
made
be able
some
to do
hell
that.
games. So
Yeah.
And for you that are on the Xbox and will never get to play this game, it's definitely worth hopping on YouTube and just like Googling Uncharted Collection,
Story, cutscenes, or something
walkthrough
like
or
that.
something, cutscenes.
Because what's great about the game is the cutscenes tell the whole story. You don't even have to play the game to know the story.
Exactly.
But that you have more fun that way, obviously. But the
Because
cutscenes
there's
tell the story.
banter and stuff while you play.
Yeah.
It's really good. But it's honestly just worth watching the cutscenes. It's like watching a movie. It's
Yeah.
great. Really great.
Oh, it's a great game. I've loved every single one of them. It's
Yeah.
one of those ones that I will go out, even though it's not my 33-hour to $10 ratio.
Yeah.
The enormity of fun for it.
Yeah.
Is just unbelievable. It's unmatched.
Yeah.
in a lot of
Beautiful
games.
too.
It's
The-
so good
Oh,
looking.
very
Oh.
pretty. The jungle scenes, everything. The puzzles, not too hard, not too
You
easy.
feel like you achieved something.
Yeah.
You feel like
afterward.
you've done something. The shooting mechanics for being a third
Yeah,
person over
really
the shoulder
good.
are really good.
The melee combat when they get too close is really
It's-
good too. It doesn't feel like just one hit and they're
And
down.
that feels Indiana Jonesy too, because especially in the third one, you could you would just grab stuff off the counter and slap them with
Yeah.
a bell or whatever. So it felt very. I think that's they know that. I think they're going for the Indiana Jones
Oh,
vibe.
for sure.
Oh, of course
that's-
they are.
that's the-
they're
that's
milking
the-
it, and
yeah.
they're milking it the right way.
Yeah.
But what's interesting with this newest one that's coming out, it's a different creative team. The original story creator was on it.
Oh
and
yeah,
then
but she
got let go.
left.
And then
Yeah.
she ended up going to work for, I think, Visceral Gaming to help them with the Star Wars game.
Oh yeah, I think you might.
I don't
be right.
know if they've even announced what game she's working on or what, but it is a Star Wars game for sure. So I'm excited about that 'cause she's
It'd
great.
be cool to get a Star Wars Uncharted kind
Who
of thing.
picked up the slack were the two dudes that did The Last of Us.
Oh,
Those guys were good.
Okay,
So
well,
this could be a darker Uncharted game.
I
that
think-
could be exciting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That
I'm
could
okay
be
with
really
that.
exciting.
I was good with it. The Last of Us was great.
Yeah.
That was a great story too.
So
They know how to do it.
that's the game that I'm looking forward to as well.
Yep.
Big time. I think everyone who has a PlayStation is looking forward to Uncharted.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy
Oh,
now,
yeah.
too. So we only got two more on the list, and we'll call it a night.
Sounds good.
All right.
So this is a big one. People have been waiting for this one. Fallout 4 just recently dropped a announcement trailer.
Mhm.
It's by Bethesda. I'm probably saying that so.
That stuff.
There isn't an official hard date. IGN, I'm going to use their source,
Okay.
saying that there's an apparent retail store or a Bethesda store that's making it seem like it is set for 2015 release.
Huh.
But that might just be a placeholder date.
Okay.
So, you guys know anything about Fallout 4?
No, except for the trailer you showed me looked like something I might want to play.
Yeah, you'd probably.
I played a little bit of Fallout 3, and then once I kind of realized how much time I was going to have to put into it
It's
to
huge. It's 200
to
hours
enjoy it,
plus.
it's kind of when I lost interest. But honestly, I played it for a while, and I really enjoyed it, and I liked the radiation aspect of it, and the storyline, and all that kind of stuff, and I even like it was very RPG like, even though they mixed the RPG and first person shooter really well.
It's like a Skyrim Borderlands mix.
Yeah, Skylands.
But people say
Byron.
typically, if you liked Elder Scrolls or Skyrim, you're probably not going to like Fallout. And if you love Fallout, probably aren't going to like the Skyrim Elder Scrolls.
Huh.
I don't understand that myself, but when I talk to a lot of people who's played these games, they agree with that. So maybe give some people an idea if you haven't heard of it. I'm excited. I
That
love
just confuses me
post-apocalyptic
now.
games.
Yeah.
That just confuses me because I'm like, oh, I liked it, but I also like doing different games.
Well, and I don't know. I mean, it's a different game, a new console, and maybe it could be a lot different than Fallout 3 and Fallout 3 New Vegas.
Looks
But
pretty.
it's taking place in Boston. Yeah,
Looked
sure
cool.
pretty. But
Yeah.
hold my breath on that. That's just an announcement trailer. It could Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
So.
That's a new term. Hashtag Watchdog.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs.
We just started that. We've been watchdogged.
Yeah, I know. That's
And that would be something I kind of want to talk about next week, maybe. As far as, because I'm sure when Ubisoft announced Watch Dogs and they told their development team or whatever, we want the hype for this to be really awesome. So the people that like sold the game to us with the trailers and the gameplay footage and all that, do they do something wrong in making it seem so cool and then us kind of getting unfulfilled by it?
Yeah.
So I think that'd be something we can think about.
Yeah.
Next week is like,
Did-
were they supposed to tone
They should
down
all
the
go to jail.
awesomeness?
They should all get the death chamber. I don't know.
so. We talked about this before, I think, or I talked to one of you guys about it. Did you watch the documentary that was out on called Game Over? A
No,
story
I
about
didn't.
About the guy who created E.T. for Atari.
Oh, I remember you telling me about it, but no, I never saw it.
After seeing that documentary and then thinking about how we feel about Watchdog and how they put the hype out there and whatnot, I kind of feel like it's the E.T. of now.
Yeah.
Except Watch Dogs was fun.
It was fun,
But they
but
didn't lie to you about what you'd be able to do. They just lied to us about what it was going to look like.
Right.
And that was my problem with it. Because you're right.
That's wrong. Dead wrong. And the reason I say that is because there's a lawsuit right now between Sega over the Alien...
Isolation?
No, Alien Marines.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's still going on.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's because of that. It was false advertisement lawsuit. That's
Wow.
exactly what it is.
Well, let's expand the discussion next week
Yeah.
on. We'll start off with Watch Dogs
Exactly.
controversy
But,
and go into all that.
We'll talk about that.
I'll see if I can watch the
Saturday.
documentary too.
now I'm gonna have to read up about this. so
Yeah,
I'm
no,
prepared.
it's a big
Yeah.
deal.
Huh.
Yeah.
We have to watch the documentary.
I gotta watch that documentary. Is it on
But
Netflix?
it'll be
I'll
good.
check.
I don't know.
It's on Netflix. No, it's not on Netflix.
No, I know it was playing on like Showtime or something.
All right, I'll check it out.
And then I think we should end on this one, just
Okay.
because I honestly think when this game does come out, it's going to be the game of the year. Yeah, I truly do.
This is something I've been excited for a long time. Ever since I saw the gameplay trailer for it, and just the little things I could find that just made it look so sweet. The only concern is that it's by the same people that did Watch Dogs,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
they've done this to us before. But I'm optimistic and I'm excited.
And they keep pushing it, which sucks. But that,
I'm almost always okay with that.
if they're making
now.
it better, I'm okay with
Yeah.
it.
But does it also help that the fact that yes, the
We should tell them what the
Yeah,
game is.
exactly.
Tom Clancy's The Division, Ubisoft.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was, does it make you feel more comfortable in the fact that even though it was Ubisoft who gave us Watch Dogs, it does have Tom Clancy in the front of it.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think that they do have some standards to hold themselves to with Tom Clancy being a brand name.
That doesn't. I mean, it's not doing anything for me. The Tom
Okay.
Clancy thing. It used to, because of what was it, SOCOM? and the Advanced Warrior.
So he
or
has
whatever.
that name has let it
Did
down.
Tom
on
Clancy do
games.
SOCOM?
Yeah, wasn't it Tom Clancy SOCOM?
I don't remember.
I think it was.
Huh? I don't know.
But I know that it was the Advanced Warrior or whatever.
Advanced Warfare.
Warfighter or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Ghost Recon.
So back then, I think it meant something.
Yeah.
That's when Tom Clancy was still alive. And he was like, hey, if you're going to put my name on this shit, better
Make
be
sure
good.
these.
Right.
That was really cool, actually. Advanced or Future Soldier, I think is Ghost
So
Recon
was.
Future Soldier, where you could pick your gun apart and you could adjust any part of your gun, which actually was really cool once you got into it.
And the Rainbow Sixes, Tom Clancy.
Yeah, Rainbow Six. Yeah, so
So, I mean,
I think there's something there, but yeah, I think you're right. It meant more before than it does now.
yeah. But they've had a long time to work on it. Like you said, they first announced
I think
this
just
before
13,
the
I
new
think.
consoles came out. 13?
I want to say 2013 is when I saw the
You're
trailer.
probably right, because
for the gameplay.
it was before the new consoles came out. So, but it's gonna be a massive multiplayer online game. It's gonna be like a little bit of a Destiny meets more of a based in reality
Yeah, I think you're right.
type of setting.
I'm excited.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be so.
I have no idea what it is except for the trailer that I saw, and then when I actually saw a different trailer where they showed the people who were making it and some of the things that they were doing to the landscape
Yeah.
that made it even cool.
Yeah.
That Snowflake Engine documentary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
One of the cool things that caught this was the gameplay trailer I first saw was when this guy ducks behind a cop car because he's getting he's under fire or whatever,
Mhm.
and the cop car door is open.
Like,
And he
yeah,
closes it,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
guy just
closes
closed it. And it's such a minuscule detail, but I thought that was so cool that they
I love
went in-
things like that.
Yeah, they put the extra effort in. It shows you kind of like with Rocksteady
Well,
and Batman.
me
They
too,
show
with
you.
games like this.
Yeah.
I hope honestly Ubisoft has watched Destiny and how people have
Yeah.
taken it and are like, all right, this is the shit we have got to make sure we don't do.
Right.
You know, 'cause
Yeah.
these games are going to be very similar in
Yeah.
senses.
Right.
So that's the one good thing about the Division is let Destiny kind of blaze
Play
the
out.
trail,
Yeah.
and then we'll refine it hopefully.
Yeah.
It looks so good though.
Yeah. I'm
So
super
good.
excited.
I'll try to get some video footage of it somehow on this video. I'm going to try to get something for all of these. But
Yeah.
if you haven't seen it, definitely go check out the trailers. Some of the gameplay footage. It looks great.
Yeah.
They got the capability where you can hop on with a tablet and can
Be like
fly
a drone and
drone,
stuff. Yeah.
mark your enemies and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, anything else you boys would like to say before we call this one?
I think we covered.
I
a
would put
lot.
Zelda on the list, but we don't even know when Zelda's ever going to come out.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. Yeah, with that whole...
That's why I didn't mention it.
Maybe that's what we should do next week is talk a little bit about that Nintendo NX. A little bit
Oh, yeah.
more detail. Talk about the Zelda. And,
Pretty sneaky.
because Nintendo's on the rebound. They're actually starting to make money again. It's
Oh,
the
look
first
at
time
that.
they reported a profit.
Amiibos.
I'm saying like 4 years. Well, that's a big reason. But it's a whole different conversation.
Next week.
Well, thank you for tuning in and watching another episode of Enter the Pod. Please like, share, and subscribe. As I said earlier, this should be more of a regular practice now that we're all settled. But don't hold your breath. And thanks again. Again, my name's Eric, also Ebu.
This is Derek, aka Tip Tart. Make sure you also check out our other videos that we have going on too.
And this is Austin and Macho Wolfman.
Have a good night.